Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mendix Widget Workshop. In our last episode, we explored the first three dynamic property types expression, text template, and action. Today, in part 2, we will continue with three more powerful ones attribute, data source, and selection. These are all about working with real data inside your widget. Let's dive right in. So, here in VS Code. This is our previous code. So first I can add property for dynamic attribute. So property and key my attribute type equal attribute and required false. Add caption tag and close caption tag attribute to that add description tag and close description tag, and after that we need to give attribute types. Inside attribute types we give attribute type name equals to string, or copy this. If you want to give only single type, you can give. If you want to multiple, then you can give multiple as well. So I am giving two integer or decimal types and close this attribute types. Give some indentation, and after that close property tag and click on save. Run command and to run build. So after running the command, we can see in dynamic property type props here my attribute is type of editable value string and big. Big refers to integer decimal, and go to dynamic property types file, and here right key and console.log my attribute, click on save, build again. So build is created, open Mendix, click on app, synchronize your directory, right click on widget and update all widget. Here we can see attribute. Click on select. Here we can select string attribute. Click on OK. Run the app. App is running. Open browser, go to inspect, go to console. Here we can see object. So inside object we have some keys. So in value and display value, we have values of the attribute. So we can use any of the attribute. So go to VS Code. In here, add paragraph tag, write some static content. So here in the curly bracket, add my attribute dot display value. Click on save and to build. Now open up VS Code. Sorry, open Mendix. Click on app. Synchronize app directory. Run your app again. App is running. Open browser. Here we can see what attribute value. Now we can add another property that is called data source. So copy this property and paste it here. Format. Now type should be data source and the list equals to true, and here data source with key and caption also data source. Data source always receives a list through a database, microflow, list and nanoflow and or a association. So npm run build. So open Mendix, click on app, synchronize app directory, right click on widget and update all widgets. Here we can see data source, click on edit. We have four options: database, micro, nano and association. All these four options must return a list. So I am selecting a database. I am selecting an entity. Click on OK. 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 So first we will create some object of the entity. So right click on the entity, generate overview pages. First I am going to add an attribute called name, and entity name should be student. Click on OK. Now right click on the entity, click on generate overview pages, click on OK and go to home page, and here drag and drop the first page, the actual overview page. Click on save, run your app. So open your browser, click on student overview button, click on new student. Here first we will add some students. student A, student B, and student C, and student D. After that, go to VS Code, go to dynamic property.ts, here add key and do a console.log of data source. Here we can give some string so we can find, run and do and build command. Now go to Mendix, click on apps into my app directory and run your app. Open your browser, right click on, go to inspect and go to console. Here, this is our data source. So here we can see we have 4 items. So Mendix provides only GUID for every object. So now we need to get the object from the GUID. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So open VS Code. So here, DataSource. This part very useful and difficult. So do some attention. First, we will write here use effect, give arrow function. Inside this use effect, first give dependency data source dot status. After that, import value status from Mendix, and inside this use effect, if data source dot status double equals to value status dot available, then const we will destructure the items from data source. After that, we will create an array of GUIDs. Const GUIDs equals to items dot map as object of object item, and make sure you import this object item from Mendix. After that, have a function object dot id or empty array. After that, write mx. First, we will declare mx as a global. Declare first mx type should be any semicolon. After that, here mx dot data dot get, and here an object. Inside this object, we need to pass GUIDs colon GUIDs comma callback function. Where function This function returns array of objects. So objects of any array, and inside this function const we are creating an object and another function called result. Const result equals to objects dot map. Yes, we will get single object of type any arrow function, and here we will return a object of simple object. So if you have multiple attributes, then you can write here. So first we have only one attribute in our entity called name. So I want to write here name as a key and objects dot get the attribute name and semicolon. After that, string, and after that, I think there is getting some error. What is the error? Okay, so I need to here parenthesis and here parenthesis and remove this semicolon. So if you have multiple attributes, so you can give name, suppose ABC, and then object dot get ABC, something like that. But I have only one attribute, so I am giving only one. After that, after that we will create an array const data array comma set data array equals to use state array, and here type should be any, and make sure you import use state and use effect from the React. So here after callback, after the result function, we will call the result set data array of result, then print the or console.log the data array, click on save and run and build command. Open Mendix, click on apps, synchronize app directory, run the app in your browser, go to console. So here we can see data array. Inside the data array, we have key, name and value, key, name and value. So now if you want to show this array as a table, so open VS Code, and here data array dot length greater than 0, and then data array dot map arrow function your data and here a paragraph tag inside this paragraph data dot name. Also here we can give any, and here also we can give adding export name. Click on save and go and build the Mendix. Click on run in browsers, and here we can see our values. So we have successfully completed how to render data source values. Now we will add another property called selection. Copy this property, paste it here, or give key selection. Type should be selection and required remove and data source. Source as is capital data source and K is small camel case data source should be or equals to this data source. So selection is used for listen or capture other data views or data grades objects. So after that we have selection types. Selection types inside the selection types add selection type name equals to none. Copy this, paste it two more times, and here single and multi. Click on save, run and go on build. Go to Mendix, click on apps, open your directory, right click on widget, update all widgets, double click on this. So if you remove the data source, set to none. So this property will set to none. This property will not work. So first select the database So here I'm going to use another widgets for better explanation. So here we cannot see the selection property. If I select data source, entity, select, now click on OK, right click on update all widgets. Here now we can see the single or multi-set. If select to none, we did not capture the data from another widget. If I select single, we can capture only single object. If I select multi, we can capture multi object. So click select single and click OK. And now if I call a microflow button, call a microflow, call my this is the button. Here click new ACT underscore delete student. So here you can see we can see the student object from dynamic property type widget 2. Click on check. Okay. So this is the dynamic property 2. So this button can fetch the data from this widgets, or we can say this button can listen the data from this widgets. So now if I use another widget, first update all widgets. Now select the data source, select student. Now click OK. Now I'm going to type multi. Click OK. Now double click on this button. Click on edit. After that, click on show. Here, add parameter as a list, entity, student, and required list. Yes, student list. Now go to your page. Here, double click on this button. Click on edit. So we can see the student list from dynamic property types widget 3. This list coming from this widget. So for now, these two first object and the another list will show empty because we haven't write code for this. So first run, we will check what is happening. So open browser. So here we can see ACT delete store button is disabled because we the dynamic widget 2 or 3 does not provide any data. This data is empty. So now how to add data? So open your VS Code, dynamic property type 2. Here we can add on click function, arrow function. Here handle click 2 because another handle click I think already created. Yes, so I'm going to create handle click 2 and pass here the data. Copy, and here const and click to arrow function. Here get data any, and here I need to add something here, id. So id colon object widget dot get guid. So after that, I will use this id to find the object and add the selection key. So after that, const selection equals to, copy this line, and here items. So here we can use data source dot items dot find by using object dot id equals to data dot id. So this will give a object of student entity. After that, copy this selection key and paste it here. After that, selection dot, first we will check if selection dot type equals to single. To change this selection to selection of widget, and here selection type double equals to single. If this is single, then selection dot set selection gives selection object, and else if selection dot type equals to multi, then control X this line and put it here, and here also, and our name should be selection object, because this bit should be an array. Or here we can give filter first, create an state constant selected objects comma set selected objects equals to use state object item array, and here empty array. Here, if not of data source, but items, if items not available, then return. Up to that, control X this line and paste it here. And here, give name match object. Items find and here data.id. After that, if match object, then set selected objects where grep arrow function where const will check object is already exist or not before putting this object in array. So const already exists grep dot sum obj as a function obj dot id equals to match object dot id if not of already. If this object is not present in the array, then we will add this object in the selected objects array. So here destructure the array and add the new object. After that, return the array. And here add the match object. Here nodes line selection dot set selection here array of dot selected objects from a match object. So type of type undefined is not assignable to type C. So why this getting error? Selected object is not okay. So control F this code and put it inside this if condition. Click on save. I think we are done. So your new app. So is a new build. We're going to Mendix. We will add some CSS so that we can know the row is selected or not. So here const first here remove parenthesis bracket and add curly bracket. After that const it's selected equals to selected objects dot sum object parenthesis object of any arrow object dot id equals to data dot id then return and set the return, put p tag, and give some key data.id and class name. So we will give conditional CSS is selected. If true, then selected dash row colon p, not blank CSS. Copy the CSS class. Go to UI, dynamic property types. Here, paste it CSS and background color as E0F7FA and font weight bold, border radius is 4 pixels, padding 4 pixels, transition, background color, background dash color, 0.2 seconds each, and cursor pointer. Remove the CSS from save. Now again run npm build. Go to Mendix, go to page, click on app, synchronize app directly, and after that go to microflow, right click on the button and click on go to on click microflow. Here we can add breakpoint, right click on the end event and add breakpoint. After that run your app. Click on debug tab. Here we can see already connected. If you want to disconnect, so click on but for now we are leave as it is. Open browser. So here we have widgets. First widget for and second widget. So first click on. So I have clicked on this. So this row is selected. And in the second widget, I am clicking on this, and this. I've selected three. So now this button is enabled. Click on this button. Here you can see the debugger is hit. So go to variables tab. Here we can see in the list section we have selected three objects. So A, B, and C. And for the first widget we have selected one object. So here we can see only single object selected. Now we can delete or we can change these object. So we have successfully created or added to not to three properties. First attribute, second data source, and third is selection. So now in the next video we will see how to add another three properties. So we have remaining three properties. First association, second objects, and third file. So and like the video. Drop a comment if you have any questions and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.